against the Giants. See, it all comes together. We just like the way we talk. Jackson Dart throwing darts. Let's get to it. He makes the start. Old turtleneck. Never been taken out of the game for getting the air knocked out of me. So that was a first. A strong first preseason. Now he's played in 12 drives, okay? Across all 3 games. That resulted in 5 touchdowns and a pair of field goals. Only one of those 12 drives ending in a turnover. That wasn't even him. It was an interception thrown by Russell Wilson. All right, we got the Steelers and we got the Panthers. Here's who's not playing. That man, Aaron Rodgers, no Bryce. He's a Steeler. Coming up in run support, Trevor Etienne getting the handoff, hitting the backfield. Ramsey a little extra. And if you've been following his career, Ramsey is a little extra. It's flagged for unnecessary roughness. Shout out Sinbad. And I believe Kathy Ireland, Scott Bakula, great movie. Mason Rudolph, meanwhile, picked Lathan Ransom out of Ohio State. Ransom, give me back my son. Shows that he belongs. Some of these references are old enough to drive, I believe. Later, Jack Plummer avoids a sack, escaping the pocket, throwing. James Pierre is right there. Just the problem is, though, look at your Steelers' first-round pick, Derek Harmon, on the defensive line. Harmon, we threw a ring around him. Harmon goes down, and it's a knee sprain. He did not look happy on that cart. That knee sprain update is per Mike Tomlin. All right, stop me if you've heard this before. The Cowboys have a star who wants to get paid, and it's getting really close to the start of the season. Micah Parsons still waiting on that payday. And on Michael Irvin's YouTube program, Jerry Jones spoke about those negotiations and says he has done his job as team owner. Listen.
I have agreed to give more money than has ever been given in terms of guaranteed money than anyone ever has as far as a defensive player. I've done that. Now I am the cat that writes the check. When we wanted to send the details to the agent told us to stick it up our ass.
Wait, now see, I was
just so you're clear.
Wait. What do you mean? So wait. What do you mean? Because people are going to ask.
Mike and I talked, and then we were going to send it over to the agent. And we had our agreements on term, amount, guarantees, everything. We were going to send it over to the agent, and the agent said, "Don't bother, because we've got all that to negotiate."
Oh, really? All right, this season has already seen T.J. Watt and Myles Garrett and Max Crosby sign hefty extensions. These are the comps, okay? These are the homes that go on the market in the neighborhood that Micah Parsons is trying to have the nicest house. Each will make more than $35 million with their new deals this upcoming season. Meanwhile, Micah Parsons set to earn $24 million on the final. Hand up, preseason style, taking on the Patriots of New England and finding Gunnar Olszewski. And Olszewski's going to just go ahead and catch and run. Plenty of yak on this. That for 50 yards. 3 plays later, Dart, end zone bound. Greg Dulcich, put the touchdown up on the board at 7-0. Malik Neighbors is like, save some of those completions for me. Russell Wilson, the starter for now for the Giants, presumably for week 1. Dart, under pressure, scrambling. This is where you just need a young fella to understand that discretion is a better part of valor. It's a gain of 30, but the ball's out, and the referee says, you got some concussive symptoms here. Let's go ahead and get you to the blue tent and take a look. And Brian Daboll said, slide, please. Here's his mom, Dart's mom, Kara, screen right on not sliding.
Yeah, that's a common conversation, but hopefully, Daboll can talk some sense into him.
Yeah, I'm done parenting this kid. Well, never. You're never done. But I've told him. Mom has told him. And instead, Dart was pulled. QB or not QB? Jackson Dart making the Giants ask plenty of questions, while you may see him in the regular season sooner rather than later. LB or not LB? That continues to be the never-ending question in Dallas. Do not miss the latest from Jerry Jones on the Micah Parsons saga. And top play or not top play? Plenty of worthy candidates, and only 10 can make the list. We got the best from Thursday on SportsCenter now. It is a pretty snug shot as we're back with you on SportsCenter AM. I think it's coming in strong to quite strong. We're going to compare mustaches tonight at Gillette Stadium, myself and Gary Streisky. We're going to see Gare Bear back next week. We saw Jackson Dart throwing darts. Got concert weekend, Gillette Stadium's concert. Some offensive weaponry there. One of them is Malik Neighbors, who lost his hat celebrating with the rookie QB, Russell Wilson's rookie season 13 years ago. Brian Daboll would say of Dart, he's done a good job. He's made progress every day. He would also have one word for his quarterback after that hit. The ball's out. Yeah, it's a gain of 30. Then the referee says, you know what? You're displaying what I think could be some concussion symptoms. So go to the blue tent. That's the one word from Daboll. Slide. Dart said, I've never been taken out of the game for getting the air knocked out of me, so that was a first. Mom and Dad are looking on. Dart's like, hey, hurry it up. I got to get back out there. Want to know why? Because the play goes on without him, and it's Jameis Winston. And maybe this is...
I was just, I wanted to get back out there and finish the drive. So I just, everybody was kind of just like walking over. I'm like, let's go. I want to get back out there. So, shout out to Jameis for, throwing a touchdown and finishing that last drive that I was in.
This is why Dart wanted to get back out there. He's put together a strong first preseason. He's played in 12 drives across all 3 games. They have resulted, these drives, in 5 touchdowns and a pair of field goals. And only one of those 12 drives ended in a turnover, and that was an interception thrown by Russell Wilson, not by Jackson Dart. We go from Dart to Dan. We got Dan Graziano, a little gravitas on the program. Dan, what more can you tell us about the approach that the Giants are taking with Jackson Dart?
The approach the Giants are taking with Jackson Dart is that they want to make sure that they believe he's completely ready to be their starter before they make him their starter. They're thinking about him as their starter for the next 10 to 15 years, not the next, 1 or 2 months. And so their plan is to start Russell Wilson in week 1 and let Jackson Dart take as long as he needs to develop and to get ready to be an NFL starter. And we watch the games, we can see what's great about him, but here's this play where he's supposed to slide and he gets, gets hit and he ends up having to come out of the game to get checked for a concussion and all that. That's probably an example they would use to say, yeah, there's still some work to do here. But I would think before long, before the end of this season, you'll have a chance to see Jackson Dart on the field.
Especially because Brian Daboll essentially coaching for his job this season. And he said last night after the game about Dart, quote, I'm glad we drafted him. I'm glad he's our guy. Meanwhile, Dan, stop me if you've heard this before, but the Cowboys have a star who wants to get paid. And it is getting close to the start of the regular season, question mark. Micah Parsons still waiting for that payday. And on Michael Irvin's YouTube program, Jerry Jones spoke about those negotiations, and he says that he has done his job as team owner. Listen in.
I have agreed to give more money than has ever been given in terms of guaranteed money than anyone ever has as far as a defensive player. I've done that. Now, I am the cat that writes the check. When we wanted to send the details to the agents told us to stick it up our ass.
Oh, wait. Now, see, I was
just so you're clear.
Wait. What do you mean? So wait. What do you mean? Because people going to ask.
Mike and I talked, and then we were going to send it over to the agent. And we had our agreements on term, amount, guarantees, everything. We were going to send it over to the agent. And the agent said, don't bother because we've got all that to negotiate.
Dan, we're less than 2 weeks. I'm sorry, I'm chuckling. I'm just chuckling at the imagery here. But we're less than 2 weeks away from the start to the season. The Cowboys are playing in against the Eagles. Where do things stand between Parsons and the team?
They're nowhere. I mean, Jerry has described it. They had a conversation in March that he thought meant they had an agreement. And ever since then, there's been no movement. And right now, it feels like Jerry wants to play hardball and say, I hold the cards. You have a contract. You want to sit out? Fine. You're giving up $1.2 million a week, and we'll move on without you. And if you don't like it, we'll franchise you next year. We can play this game longer than you can. So Micah Parsons has a decision to make. You see him here at practice looking bored. Is he going to show up and play that game if there's no new contract? If he doesn't show up and play that game, then maybe Jerry Jones and the Cowboys change their minds about where things stand and they go back to him to say, let's get a deal done. But right now, this is not like this time last year, Dak Prescott, who signed on the morning of the first game of the season, they were talking and Dak was practicing and was ready to go even if there was no new deal. This is a very different situation and there's no guarantee it ends the same way.
Parsons, meanwhile, has scrubbed all of his social media accounts of all Cowboy references for what that's worth. Staying in the NFC, I want to show you how decimated the 49ers wide receiver room has become. Brandon Ayuk, Juwan Jennings, Jacob Cowing, Russell Gage Jr., Jordan Watkins, they're all dealing with injuries. DeMarcus Robinson is suspended for 3 games. Dan, the Niners just traded for Sky Moore. What more could GM John Lynch be looking to do here ahead of week 1?
Yeah, Randy, I think they'll still look to add at wide receiver. The Sky Moore move is because Cowing and Watkins, you saw on that list, are their returners. They're both hurt, so they need somebody who can return kicks and punts. So I think they'll be looking around, like somebody like a Kendrick Bourne in New England, who's a former 49er, if he shakes loose. So as cuts start to get made and more of these trades start to get made of guys that might get cut, you'll see the 49ers poking around for wide receiver help some more.
Give Brock Purdy all that money.